Once again, live from the In the Zone Racing, radio show studios in Cedar Woolley, Washington. It is the In the Zone After the Race radio show. I'm your host, Bill Tomer, and I've got a bunch of guys in studio with me today. I counted as 8, possibly 9, but he's hiding in the corner. Today I have Kevin Malone with me. What's going on, Kevin?
Not too much, Bill.
Eric Myers.
Yo.
Jeff By Jr., the Jeff By Jr.
Hey, can it actually be called After the Race if there was no race tonight?
Yes. It's the name of the show, Jeff. Thanks for that. Okay. Also have Glenn Cray in the house.
Hey, Bill. How's it going?
Travis Penny in the house is here. He's here as well.
Howdy, howdy.
Ah, you're supposed to do sound, Penny. Give me a sound, Penny. Penny is the sound
on.
man. Come on, Penny.
What? No.
All right. Don't say that word. Calm down.
Yes.
We also have a special guest with us tonight, David Pollock. He's not going to say hi. He must have left his computer. David, are you there? Earth to David. Somebody slap him. David's not here. And we also have, out of retirement, out of his hole, Dustin Linger.
Hi. My God. No longer retired from the internet.
Yes. No, he quit the internet. He's back.
Don't get too excited,
catch up.
Dustin.
We'll catch up with David later here, but David apparently not with us at this moment. He passed out too many shots, possibly. We are missing, speaking of shots, we are missing we'll call him our mascot, Rusty Arthur, Rusty the Redneck Arthur. So we won't be having a drink of the week this week. Unfortunately, Rusty had to take care of some family things, so he's not here with us tonight, but we have him in our thoughts, and hopefully he gets back to us soon. Going along with that, not because of that, we had to postpone the Truck Series race tonight because iRacing can't get their servers straight.
Boo!
Travis should have had something queued up for that, but nothing. Good. Anyway, servers are not straight. We had an issue. Server came up. No caution flags after Eric Myers wrecked on lap 2.
Jeff By wrecked me, asshole.
Starting early. And anyway, so we didn't have any caution flags, so we had to postpone the race till next week. So everyone that was in the race tonight and everybody that wanted to join the race and couldn't or wasn't here, we will be running the same race next week. So there's no penalty for taking a week off.
Really, dude?
Yeah, that didn't work at all. Other than that, we're not going to talk about Truck Series points this week. We're not going to talk about the Truck Series at all. It's gone from memory because it never happened. So let's talk about. Wait a minute. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about the iRacing servers and the issues that we are having.
Well,
what? Yeah, tell me something. Do we even know what's happening at this point?
Well, I do know what's happening at this point. I got to celebrate my win for one more week.
No, nobody remembers that happened. Still, nobody remembers that happened. Where did you win again?
Las Vegas.
Oh, that's right. See, I told you, I took it from the memory. It's gone. We also had, last night, we had Ray Alfala, 2-time NASCAR iRacing champion Ray Alfala, win another, actually his third in 3 starts, nationwide series event, in an event that also didn't feature any cautions.
I wonder why.
Because the servers are broken. So I'll put it up for debate right now on the show. Wait a minute. Don't boo me. I'll put it up for debate right now on the show. Eric, do you think, as the lead admin of that series, do you think we should run that race over again?
Hey, honestly, this season I've made the league for the people. I want the people to make that call. I don't want it just to be my call. So,
well, you're the size of 2 people, so you get 2 votes. So tell me, should we race over again?
You know what? I'll put a poll up on the forum, and Sunday night the poll will end, and whatever the poll
Sunday
says,
night the poll what?
The poll will end on Sunday night.
Okay.
And whatever it says, we will do. So whether it says we'll rerun the race, we will rerun the race, and if they want it to count, it will count.
All right, let's take a straw poll in the room right now. Eric, your vote.
I could carry either way.
Eric's a maybe. Okay. Glenn.
What was the question?
Should we run the
hit for the
Nationwide
wall.
Series race that went flag to flag last night? It felt like it was a fantastic race, and then we found out that there were no yellows. So basically, the entire field got strung out. We were all running around by ourselves for the most part. So we're trying to decide whether or not, since we now know that there were no yellows and there is a glitch that iRacing has confirmed, should we run the race over again? Your vote, Glenn. What would you do?
I would vote no, but I would add one more drop week into the mix.
No with one drop week. So that's not even a yes or no vote. That's a yes. That's a no conditionally.
I'd say I'd stick it where we went. I mean, it really didn't affect anybody.
Kevin Malone wants to stick it.
And if we did rerun it, we'd have to make another set because I don't want to drive a snowplow again.
I hate Michigan so much, I would prefer if we never drove on Michigan ever again.
So you're saying yes, stay with it, Kevin. Jeff by Jr. saying no, do not run it again.
Okay, I'm going to bring another...
Jeff is yes. Yes, keep it, no, drop it. So Glenn says we're going to run it over again, but we're going to add a drop week. What are we doing here?
No, do not run it over again.
Do not run it over again.
But you can add a drop week.
Kevin, are we running...
with drop week?
You're right, okay. And Jeff saying don't run it
too
again.
short.
Jeff saying don't run it again. Kevin saying run it again.
No, I'm saying I wouldn't. I mean, I don't think it affected anything. There was
So
only
3
one
no's.
that should have been a caution. Let's bring in Andrew Fash. He's up, I see in the other room.
Oh, okay, I'll grab it.
Because he was one of the ones that was running up front. Let's bring him in and see what he has to say.
There he is, the man, the myth, the legend, Andrew Fayash III.
Ledger?
Whatever. Legend.
What's going on, guys?
Hey, we have a question on the... We're taking a straw poll.
A straw poll?
A straw poll. We're trying to decide whether or not... Okay, well, here's the situation. Tonight we ran the truck race. We found out that obviously there's an iRacing glitch that causes cautions not to be on. Even when they're turned on. Right. So we had that issue again in the truck race, even though Kevin tested it with some other drivers in a previous hosted session, so we thought they were going to work, and they didn't, because Eric wrecked on lap 2.
Okay.
So there were no cautions.
Eric's a noob.
Yes. Even though
I
he
know.
won
I
last
thought
week.
we were supposed to turn right at Phoenix.
Well, you turned left. It's
job.
way too far left.
Yeah.
Into the wall. Concrete.
Well, that's because I saw the wall coming up, so I thought I'd turn into the wall, but it turned left instead.
You know, that piece of wall really did like you a lot. I will say that.
It's because it was blue, like blueberries.
Interesting.
Anyway,
Andrew, so we're trying to decide whether or not the race at Michigan last night, which you took part in and finished 4th, should we run that race again? Being that there were no cautions, we know it glitched out, we went flag to flag, got strung out. Should we give another shot at that race to do it over again?
I would vote no, just because, I mean, yes, it was unexpected, but if you really look at the percentage of people that were there that it affected, it's like less than 10%, or maybe about 10%. I mean,
Yeah, I think
Thompson was the first wreck, and there was maybe 3 or 4 others.
Will Long,
most
I believe,
of them
crashed.
Yeah, most of the wrecks happened down the stretch, and they were out of the racing lane anyway, so there was one on the front stretch that could have been a caution, or should have been.
And
But I think that one-
Matt
I
Hicks,
think-
Michael Wall tripped it at one point, and he slid out in front of Thompson, Justin Thompson, and the yellow would have come out in that situation, but didn't. So that would have been another
Yeah.
one.
That was after Thompson was already wrecked from the initial one. And then I think he tried one more intentionally just to try to even bring out a caution because it should have come out for something, and he was laps down, so he didn't care, and he's like, I'm gonna see if they're on or not, and yeah.
So we also have, Andrew's a no, we're not going to run it again. We also have the guy that started on the pole for that race. No, he didn't. Andrew started on the pole for that race.
I started on the pole. Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you meant me.
I'm sorry. Dustin Lingert had issues tonight. He started on the pole for the truck race, so he's upset about that. But Dustin was in the race last night for the Nationwide Series. Dustin, what is your vote for yes or no? Yes, we should run it again. No, we should not.
Yes, but you know why?
Because
Yeah,
he
it's
ran
just
out
free
of
gas.
fuel.
Because you ran out of fuel for green flag pit stops while leading or second or wherever you were, somewhere up front.
I don't know if I was bumper.
And then
Oh my god, Travis with sound effects.
yes, Travis, the sound man, has got his stuff working this week. It sounds pretty terrible. But we'll go ahead. Right. Travis, you're the last vote, actually. It doesn't matter because right now the no's have it. But we'll still ask your opinion because we care.
I would say no. Race was pretty clean, even though there was no yellows. I don't think there would have been really any yellows besides the ones that looked intentional.
All right, so that is 5-1 no. I would actually say yes because my performance was dismal.
I finished 12.
Okay,
Finished
yours is
12,
worse.
running
But,
out of fuel.
yeah, I finished 8th.
I believe I
pitted-
finished 22nd after parking it because the plow couldn't take anymore. I think I ran out of.
I pitted early myself, thinking
The
we had
plow.
yellows, and I screwed myself on fuel mileage, thinking I would have a caution, something to bring the field back up, and with the yellows being off, kind of screwed me a little bit. But at the same time, I don't think I had a much better run than maybe an 8th or 7th myself. So losing 5 spots really wasn't that big of a deal, and it was a clean race. Can't complain about the race. So why rerun it?
Sounds fair enough. Well, Eric, there you go. Straw poll from the people in the studio right now. Say 5-1 they would not rerun it. And I didn't even vote, so it's 5-1. So you can still put the vote up. I mean, that's fine, obviously, but we're looking at probably in this situation not running that race again.
Hey, like I said, I'm making this the People's League. Whatever they want, they're going to get.
Power to the people.
Oh my god.
I don't even know what we're doing right now. Okay, you're not gonna do the whole thing. Thank you.
It's for the people, man. It's for the people.
What people? Were the Greeks or the Romans? What were we doing there?
I don't know, but I think
I was
the people want,
feeling it.
I don't even think he does.
I think the people want less cookie cutter tracks. Just saying.
Oh my
Agreed.
goodness! The guy
New
who's
subject?
the guy who's leading the points.
Cookie cutter.
Terrible, terrible.
Cookie cutter. Really?
So we're still what? What are we talking about?
Let's wait for
Cookie
the
cutter
chase,
tracks?
Andrew.
We're not
We'll give
listening
you
to Andrew when he
cookie
says things like that. That's terrible.
Thank you.
He's leading the points.
Oh come on! How
He has
boring?
2 good
How
tracks.
boring
2.
was Michigan? I wasn't even here for Kentucky. We got Charlotte left.
Kentucky
we got
was
California left. We've got Las Vegas left. We already ran Atlanta and Chicago. Like, come on.
Kentucky was a great
Chicago was a fun race. I'll give you that. And Atlanta was all right, but we don't need to keep doing the same thing over and
Here's
over.
a tissue.
I don't
Okay,
understand
thanks.
the point. I don't understand the point in making us buy California when we already have Michigan on the schedule.
Yes.
New track.
Well, because
different
the-
racing
yeah.
experience.
The other option
Or
was
Might have a
well,
better
it's-
setup that doesn't plow.
If we would have done California instead of Michigan, I would have agreed with it.
But Kansas is broken. Like there's only one line you can
Yes.
run in Kansas.
Why don't we put something like, I don't know, Darlington on there?
No.
Yeah, wait, Darlington? Seriously?
Yes. Yes.
There goes half the field in turn 1.
Wait, wait a minute. Andrew,
Listen, just because you guys can't drive it.
this is Andrew, guys. This is Andrew right here.
Might as well run the nationwide cars at Concord.
That's
Hey,
it.
I'm the one that suggested trucks at Sobo before, and I seem to think there's actually more people than not that actually enjoy Sobo, so...
Trucks at Sobo was awesome.
I hate
Exactly.
it.
Amen.
Thanks, Kevin.
What about?
No,
doing
Kevin was
Montreal?
agreeing with Glenn.
No, he wasn't. He
Bill.
was agreeing with me.
He was agreeing with Glenn.
I
No,
agree with Jeff.
Sobo was awesome in the trucks.
Go to Sobo. Confirmed.
No, we're not going to Sobo in the Nationwide Series.
Hey, Bill,
So
did you
much
hear?
for Montreal.
Excuse
Talk
me,
about the
Bill.
trucks.
Then let's go to Darlington instead.
What's up, Glenn?
Didn't you hear this is the Andrew Fayes show?
Everything is Andrew Flash. Actually, let's do it. Let's go into Andrew's segment. Let's do that right now.
This is
Kevin,
the second-
Kevin, I'm gonna come. Hang on, Andrew. I'm not with you yet.
Go ahead. It's not part
Kevin,
of
I'm
my
gonna.
segment,
You still won't stop talking.
Shut up!
but go ahead.
Kevin, I'm going to come to you after the Andrew Fayad segment, and we're going to talk about nationwide points, so be ready for that. Andrew, it's time for what Andrew did good today. Andrew, what did you do good? And I know it's grammatically incorrect, but that's the funny part. What did you do good today?
I worked on my race car. Me and my mechanic tore a lot of the front end off of it.
Is it
and
faster than
got
it
some
was before
progress.
you started?
It is a heck of a lot lighter than it was, so it's going to be faster.
What did you do to make it lighter? Other than take
Well,
Eric
I mean-
out of the trunk.
Well, I mean, we took, we didn't exactly make it lighter yet, but it will be lighter. It's just that we took the front bumper off, and we took some extra panels off that we don't need, and, we took the door off, and the pieces that we're going to replace those with are going to be lighter versions. Like the bumper, we're only going to have the bumper skin. Really, Travis? He asked the question, I'm going to answer it. That's as simple as that. I tried to suggest a better segment for this, but nobody
It's
wanted me to
awesome.
have another segment.
It's awesome because everybody sees how lame you are. No, I'm kidding.
It's obviously
I
one of the better
have a boring
subjects
life,
of the
man.
night.
I sit here, I freaking play video games, I sim race, and then I go and real race. Like, it's not super exciting.
Ladies,
not-
why
actually,
are
it
you
does
not
sound exciting.
interested in Andrew Fast?
We know why they're not interested in Eric Myers.
Okay, we're not going to go there.
I'm just leaving it.
That was nice. That was nice. Good call on that one, Penny. That was the only one so far that's worked. But anyway, so Andrew, so I'm glad your car is going to be lighter, which means it should be faster.
Does Eric get to drive it now?
So we'll look forward to multiple race victories this year.
Yeah, hopefully, should be. I should at least get one this year for freaking Pete's sake here.
Awesome.
I
Awesome.
think
That'd
we
be
all need
good.
to hop on the
We'll report on that. We'll
bandwagon.
report on that when we get there. Sometime this summer. So Kevin, let's talk about nationwide points. What are we looking at? Other than Andrew Fayash leading the
Okay,
points by a lot.
One thing I would like to point out is, even though with all the problems iRacing was having, we still pulled 31 cars last night to Michigan,
That
which
deserves
was pretty
applause.
impressive.
Penny.
Penny fails.
Your call cannot be completed as dialed.
Anyway,
All right,
continue.
and as far as points go, we're through 8 races of the 10 for the chase, and we've got roughly the first 6 are pretty well locked in. Looks like they'll be going to the chase. We got Andrew Fash in first, Chad Coleman second, Travis Mee third, Bill Tomer in fourth, Jeff Ramsdell fifth, and Eric Myers sixth. Then the spots that
Ramsdell.
are probably up for grabs, we got myself in seventh, Jason Blanglek eighth, Bill Brown.
Van Cleek. We did this
Van
last week.
Cleek. Sorry.
You sound like you're gagging when you say his name. Van Cleek. It's very easy.
In eighth, Bill Brown ninth, Rutherford 10th. Then the 2 transfer spot. Other ones are Trevor Dalton and Chad Lang, who is tied right now for 12th with Jeremy Davis, but Chad would get it if it ended this week because he has one more top 5.
Yep.
Right.
Looking pretty tight for that, between 11th and 13th there.
Yeah, there's still a good probably 6 other guys that are still have a shot at getting in. And I believe we've got we've got 2 races left here before the chase, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe both races are going to be televised. Is that correct, Bill?
I believe so. It looks to be that way. We'll have them televised on. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Checkered Flag Interactive is going to be televising those, broadcasting those races for us.
So, anyone interested in sponsoring our races, contact Bill Tomer or In the Zone Racing's Facebook page and get your name in our race.
That was agreed. We're actually looking to possibly we're looking to broadcast the chase races as well. But we're going to need some kind of sponsorship or donation from either our users or something else. So that's 5 races, and I don't have that kind of money. So hopefully we'll be going forward with that in the future. But also, let's talk about same thing. The gap between the guys, I did a breakdown on the write-up, but there's a gap between, I guess 13th. Jeremy Davis is tied for 12th, but out right now, with William Fletcher, Doug Geiler, William Long, Dan. I don't know how to say Dan's name. Can you help me with Dan's name?
Lavalier?
Thank you. And Chris Sturgill is in 18th. Lee Walker and Matt Hickser is in 20th. What I was actually looking at, because those guys all seem to have a mathematical shot at making the chase. But what I was looking at was there's been an individual showing up, and he's got 3 wins. And he currently... Thank you. And he currently sits... let's see, can anybody do the math really quick? He's got 142.
47.
47 points out. Does anybody know what he gets every time he shows up?
48.
48. So I figured it out. If Chad Lang, who sits 12th, finishes an average of 18th place, I believe, is what I figured out, he will lock his spot in the chase in versus the guy that keeps showing up and winning. If that makes sense. What is that, Penny?
We have no wild cards?
There are no wild cards. It's just first through 12th.
Yeah, it wasn't something we could just make up and just to get him in. We're not NASCAR.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm not saying. I'm just asking from the beginning.
Unless
of the year.
someone decides to Michael Waltrip to chase, he's not getting in. Unless Urrington's playing.
Right. So basically what we're looking at is there is an opportunity, if he continues to show up, granted he shows up in the next 2 races, if he continues to show up, he could possibly be in the chase. And as we've seen, he starts dead last and drives by everyone, including the points leader.
I thought about doing that next week at Charlotte since I actually like that track. What do you guys think?
It's gonna be a good setup. It's gonna be
Just do it, Fayash. Please do it.
Yes.
Then I get to pass you twice.
How would you get to pass me twice if I start dead last?
Because I'm starting in the back.
Yeah, we do have to make sure it's not broken still.
I do want to say this though, I don't want
The,
to be
the,
rude.
the track's not broken. The freaking force feedback on iRacing is broken.
On one track only.
No.
No,
Michigan
we
was
felt
on
it
the
at
tracks.
Michigan too. Yeah, we felt it at Michigan
Like-
too on the first lap.
The trucks, I think, are broken force feedback wise right now compared to everything else. But the B car at pretty much every track just shakes around like you're in a freaking washing machine.
Well, I didn't do it at Atlanta when I tested right after there.
Really?
I didn't do it at Phoenix tonight in the truck. And I
Yeah, it
don't
did.
run a lot of...
Actually, it did.
Not
Did
for
it?
me. I don't run a
Nothing
whole
for
lot
me.
of force feedback.
I didn't feel it.
I had my force feedback cranked tonight.
I'm sure you guys saw the video Eric had.
Yeah, it was
That's,
awkward.
that's what mine was doing in the corners for every lap. And they're like, oh, it's going away. No, it's not. It's going like that. I thought they sent me a bullshit setup. I'm like, what in the hell is this thing?
Yeah, it's. I felt it, but not as bad as what was going on in Eric's video. That was pretty bad. But anyway, I don't want to be rude. The guy I was talking about that could possibly make the chase, and then I would consider it my favorite, I'd even put money on it, is Ray Alfala. He does mathematically still have a shot because he does score maximum points every single week, and I don't want that to happen. But anyway, since nobody wants to talk about it,
I don't think he's gonna get max points every week. I'll say that if you want.
really, he has so
I mean,
far.
somebody's gonna beat him eventually. I mean,
I felt
let's
like
face
that
it,
this
Michigan
week.
was like his best track. Chicago, he's really good at, but granted, I think caution's helped out there. I mean, let's be honest, Bill. We had a shot at Chicago. It was just I tried pit strategy because I lost my track position otherwise, and I mean, you guys were up there too.
I was close to him at Kentucky.
I miss Kentucky, so I can't really say either way there.
Well, look at what they do. Look at what I do. Duh.
Okay. So let's move on to our next segment, my favorite segment of the day, honestly. Actually, no, we have a new one coming that's going to be great, too. Eric, it's time for your segment. Let's go over to Eric Myers for the Racing Food Critics Corner. Eric, do you have your food of the day? The racing food of the day.
All right.
It's exciting.
Since I got chewed out for my last subject,
Salami and crackers. Literally chewed out.
Love it violently.
Okay, so this week I bring you one of my personal favorite recipes that I actually did in culinary class, and I entered into a culinary contest. is a grilled swordfish steak recipe.
Whoa.
Pretty, it takes around a half hour to make. You can do it inside if you got a stovetop grill. You know, you get it a little bit over medium heat, a little bit of oil, and then, you know, you can get your steak, swordfish steaks up to room temperature if you like, or you can do it cold. Either way, it doesn't matter.
Am I doing this at the racetrack?
You can do it at the racetrack too.
Well, it's a racing food.
Yeah, I mean, you can do it at the racetrack too. It doesn't
Where
matter.
do I get swordfish?
You can get it, like, I don't know if you have a Rayleigh's, but you can get them in any, grocery store you go to. You can ask your butcher, they'll show them to you. You can normally find them in the frozen food section too. I know that some markets carry them in the frozen food section. You normally would rather get them fresh though. They taste better, of course. But, just go ahead and throw it on the grill. It takes, make sure, you don't have it too high or you don't get it too dry. You don't want to burn it. Fish flakes really bad when you burn it. Also make sure you salt it. You want to make sure your seasoning's good and a little bit of pepper. And then, once it's cooked on the inside, you always check your internal temperatures. So you're not eating raw fish.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah. So you take that off and squeeze a little bit of lemon juice on it. A little bit more salt, a little bit more pepper, and there you go. You got some swordfish steaks.
Sounds awesome.
Success.
What kind of sides would you have with that?
Well, personally, a little bit of baby bok choy wouldn't be bad. And cabbage. It depends on what you like. So.
And the beer, for Rusty's sake. Rusty, who's not here with us tonight.
Yeah.
What beer are we having with our swordfish steak? And whatever that other stuff you said. The baby bok choy, what was that?
Yeah, baby bok choy.
Got it. What beer are we having with that?
Well,
and it's not
honestly,
Red's Apple Ale this week. You took too much guff for that, so we're going to have to come up with something a little bit more manlier. Like Hornsby's Draft Cider. Go for it. Come on.
They lay down with their ugly wives in front of their ugly children and just look at their loser lives.
I'm trying to find the name of it. It's part of their Project 12 brews. It's their vanilla bourbon. It's a vanilla bourbon beer that Budweiser actually made. It was part of their Project 12 brews. And it had a very, very good whole taste to it. And if you can still find them, you should probably still be able to find them at your stores, but they're a limited run. But it had a very, very good taste to it that would go with the swordfish. So
where do I find that beer? If we can find it, so it's not around anymore.
I think they were only around for the holidays, but I found them at Rayleigh's or. If you don't have a Rayleigh's.
Where is this Rayleigh's place? What is this? This is the second time.
I think it might be like a California
They owe us $13 now.
No, it's not in the California thing.
Dylan Schreiner, nobody's introduced you. You're not allowed to talk.
Maybe it's a Vallejo thing.
I found them at Rite Aid. I actually picked mine up at Rite Aid.
That's a drugstore.
Yeah, I picked mine up at a drugstore, Rite Aid. If you have a Rite Aid, you can possibly find it there if it's still out.
Well, I appreciate it this week. Eric going extremely exotic on his racing food pick of the week.
Or as
in beer and in choice. That's amazing.
Or as Dustin Lingert says, Vallejo budget liquors.
Interesting. Interesting.
Like
now, did you finish culinary school?
No.
You ate too much.
He ate all the food. He put him out of business.
How complicated can it be?
That's too damn expensive, man.
Right on. Well, thanks for your choice this week, Eric. If I listen to this back, maybe I'll write something down. If not, maybe you should give me the recipe and we can post it somewhere.
I will. I'll see if I still got my binder of recipes and I'll give it to you.
Awesome.
It's over.
We'll have to post it somewhere. So, let's go to the next thing. Actually, we're going to go right into another segment. And this one is our new... Oh, I hit my...
wait a minute, Bill. I think...
Wait, continue.
I think we're going to have Mr. Glenn Cray step in for Rusty this week. He's volunteering.
Really?
Yeah,
absolutely.
I believe that's what I see.
That's what you see. He stood up to the mic. He's got a drink this week. Okay. So he's going to take Rusty the Redneck Arthurs. What were we calling it last week? I don't even remember. It's the I don't know. Let's just wing it. Rusty the Redneck Arthur's drink of the week. Alcoholic drink of the week.
Jesus, get with the program!
Exactly.
It's the alcohol spotlight.
Alcohol spotlight. Time for
The
a shot.
Alcoholics Corner.
So, Glenn, what do we have this week as our spotlighted drink?
So first off, I've been monitoring all the news channels, and it seems as though Rusty Arthur, who is kind of off the air tonight due to some family troubles, has a brand new son-in-law, and it's kind of bittersweet. His ex-wife, the mother of his daughter, is really sick, so Rusty's daughter has gotten married to her boyfriend. So Rusty's now a father-in-law. I think that's great.
Wow.
Congratulations, Rusty.
Yeah, way to go, Rusty. I guess he really didn't have anything to do with it, but that's awesome. Congratulations.
No, but I think he's happy about it.
Winning, anyone?
So if he's not here tomorrow, we know he got arrested for murder.
So anyways, I just figured I would share one of my absolutely favorite drinks, and I'm sure Rusty would agree that this is a great drink. It's called the Redneck Martini. Anyone familiar with the Redneck Martini?
Never
drink martinis.
Okay, it's a real simple drink, and it's really good. You take your favorite American beer, Pabst Blue Ribbon, Bud Light, Coors Light, Miller Lite, you name it. Lower the shelf, the better. And you simply take a few medium-sized green olives with pimento, and you plop them in the beer. Now, you need the medium size because they fit in the neck of a long neck pretty well. You can usually fit like 4 or 5, maybe even 6 in there. And you just drink the beer. It's got a nice salty flavor. Every now and then, one of the olives will pop through the long neck and give you a little nice surprise. But it's a great drink. It really is.
So it's just a beer with olives in it.
Redneck Martini,
100%.
brother.
I love it.
It's great. You need to try it. Bud Light. Don't try to make one with Sam Adams or anything special.
Just a watered down beer so you can taste the olives.
Exactly.
Perfect.
Try it. Get back to us next week.
The peanut
Redneck
gallery
Martini.
in the studio is saying how disgusting that sounds.
Oh, don't knock it till you try it.
I think it sounds amazing.
Losers.
I'm going to buy the ingredients tomorrow. Maybe.
So basically, Glenn, you're saying you want to get one of those 6-packs that are under like $3.
Green olives and cheap beer. Redneck Martini.
I'm liking it. We'll be posting that on the In the Zone Racing page. Redneck Martini. It's the easiest one we'll come up with that we'll have this year, I'm sure.
Rusty, we hope all's well, buddy.
Yeah, Rusty, we miss you, man. We'll see you next week.
With that and Eric's fish, man, this is a very classy dinner you're going to have.
It's amazing. All right, so because there's been so little racing action this week, I don't know if you guys want to talk about the super late model. I've now confirmed it with Britt, the Godfather, Get In My Van meter. And we will be having a super late model series plus something else on Monday nights. I won't ruin his surprise. No, they won't honk. But we will be having.
Are we
super
having
late model.
a figure 8 series?
No, not again, probably, because there were only about 5 cars that showed up for that weekly. With Chad Clark as our champion. Good job, Chad. But what I'm trying to say is we ran the super late model Monday night. We did a practice race. We crashed into each other quite often. I don't even think one car had not a bent fender, at least one bent fender on it. So what do you guys think about the new super late model? What do you think about a series coming up with the super late model?
My fenders were bent when we were gridding up because Lee backed into me on the grid.
Lee Walker. It was Lee Walker that had computer issues and backed into Eric. The truth is, though, it's not the first guy that's backed into Eric, so it's not a big deal. He was just upset.
Bingo.
He was upset that he was in a race car. If it had been any other circumstance, he would have thanked him.
Definitely not the last guy either.
The car itself, though, is a lot of fun. It's fast. You can actually get it loose off the corners, which is a nice change in the late model. So I like it.
The real question, though, Jeff, will you actually come out of retirement and run an official race in it?
If
I have
there's
no
a
interest
chance,
in their retarded opinions. I really don't.
Thanks, Travis. If it's possible to ever get back on the iRacing website and run an official race, I am thinking about it.
With cautions.
with cautions would be nice.
100%.
Well, personally, I like it because you gotta drive the piss out of it to be fast, and that's kind of fun.
I agree. I think it'll be interesting once we see it go beyond New Smyrna and try some other tracks like next week's Irwinsdale? Yes, a new place that nobody knows of. Irwindale. And we'll be... Forget it. Anyway, when we go past New Smyrna and go to Irwindale, I think it'll be interesting to see how that car drives there, because a lot of guys have a lot of fun with the regular late model at that racetrack. I think it's going to be fun to see how the super late runs.
What days are we running this stuff?
Sunday.
Oh.
Monday.
Super Bowl Sunday?
Monday nights. Monday nights, Britt's going to start up a series. I don't know exactly what his plan is for the schedule. I don't know when he plans on starting it, but I do know it is confirmed that we will be running on Monday nights with Super Late.
Do we have any more details about times?
I think I just said I have no idea, other than... let me see what I said just about... How many seconds ago was that?
If I had to go out on a limb, I would believe it'd be the same as the last season we ran because of issues outside of iRacing.
Issues outside of iRacing.
Brett's. That's when he has to. That's when he can get on. Later.
I got you. Right. You mean real life?
Yeah. So probably, if I had to take a guess, 9:30 race time starts. East Coast is.
We weren't that late, were we? I think probably closer to 9.
Yeah.
Was it?
No, the last season I think it's 9:30.
No, we've never run. Maybe we have. I'll stop talking.
That would be great.
Anyway, and here, let's do this. Let's go to Dustin Lingard and find out what makes the super late model fast. Dustin?
Drive it hard.
Is he asleep?
I think his mic's broken because he responded in chat.
Oh, finally. You know how long I've been praying for that? All right. Anyway, let's go, since we've already talked about that. We're all excited about the super late model. I think we'll all be there for that series. Maybe not Andrew, because he doesn't like to run the short cars.
I like short tracks, and I like short track cars, and I like short track racing. I just haven't bought the super late yet, and this Monday I'm going to be working on my car, so I can't make that one. So, we'll see.
And Jeff By Jr. will be there, and he'll win at least 7 races, unless Jeremy Davis is there.
Yeah, I think we all have to worry about Jeremy Davis just walking away with it, but...
Dustin says bump stops. Use them.
Well, what does he say? Oh my goodness, he's been typing a lot down there. Okay.
Yep, he's pretty much chatting with himself.
Fantastic. So let's do this. Let's go from the super late model into Jeff By Jr.'s brand new segment. This is going to be Jeff By Jr.'s new segment from this week forward. Jeff is going to bring us his segment This Week in the Rookie Class. Jeff, can you explain a little bit of what you've done this week?
Yeah, so I decided to drop into some rookie class races and just kind of record the voice chat and mix it all together and give you an idea of what it was like racing in the rookie class for that week.
This is going to be good.
Yes, because it was week 13, it was mostly street stocks at Oxford is where most of this came from. So you can imagine the fun stuff we got to hear.
And the reason we're doing all this, some of you that don't know Jeff is one of the highest I ratings on iRacing. Jeff hasn't run an official race in probably, in this decade, and that's the truth. So what we always laugh about here in the Zone Racing is that Jeff is the Legends guy. He built his entire iRating in Rookie Legends. And so we've tasked Jeff with going back to his stomping grounds and listening to what he would be dealing with if he was still running official races in the Rookie Series. Jeff, take it away.
Alright, here we go.
Ever get the feeling that maybe 17 cars are too many for a 30 mile trip? Jesus, man, this is the first time I've been on this track.
Nice donut. Looks more like my family tree than it does a racetrack.
Good luck, everyone. I think we'll need more than luck. All right, every guys, we're here for SR. Next carver's off.
First crash of the day.
Holy ARCA break.
Aaron, did you get in that wreck?
Nah, I missed it by a base.
What are you doing, 19? You guys are just... I'm sorry, but you guys are idiots, honestly.
Shit, I can't tell where the track ends and where it starts.
Yeah, you hit one of them dirt mounds in the pits and put you on your freaking roof.
And you get extra points for that. It's like $1,000.
That must be at
Why
Oxford.
is he asking about the girl?
He said that.
What the hell was that one? You call that an exit? You still got the leader, you idiot.
Really, number one?
Well, you should fit. You have clearly run out of talent. You need a refill.
Hey, dumbass. Try not to pull right into the lane of traffic when you're spinning.
He's a mirror set up after the race.
Make your own.
Welcome to the world of racing.
More like a demolition derby.
Danica can drive.
Devin, you are bouncing all over the place.
I'm all over his butt. No, now you're pissed off at Georgia.
Roger, do not wreck a car. He's from Georgia.
You're driving erratically. Screw you and your love. 19, what the f*** are you doing, dude?
Chill out, Mr. iRacing.
17, get out of the way. I'm trying to get my
You're the biggest moron in this race.
There we go.
Go down pit road, shut your mic off, and have a race night.
Man, you gotta get out of the way.
You keep trying to block me, so you have to ram your ass.
You know, if you're in a wreck and you're slow, why the you try to pinch a car down to the grass? Backing up in the field, dude. I'm gonna protest you all day.
In iRacing, you're not supposed to do nothing.
Watch out!
Whoa!
If you're gonna fucking wreck, get off the fucking track and drive. They'll just roll up into everybody. My car.
I got more talent in my picking than you got in your whole body.
Son, you couldn't drive a toothpick up a goat's ass with a 10-pound sled. Hey, you win douchebag at a night of work, thanks.
Number one, you're an idiot.
Oh, Mr. Talon, is that you? No, dude.
Father from pit line, I'm in the top 10. I think I've got 0x. I believe it.
Keep bragging, dude.
You bragging? Oh, I parked and went and got something to drink. I'm on lap 18.
You parked and got something to drink?
Yeah.
You're a f***ing idiot, Joe. You're a f***ing kid.
That is racist right there.
Dude, one day in Monster, you'll be dead.
I love you, Ducky.
Is the race over? Am I just going around in circles with no one else on the track? Yep, the race is over.
And that is the week in week 13.
That was awesome. Well done, Jeff.
That was outstanding.
we will try to figure out the sound issue because it for whatever reason it's not coming through as clear as it should be, but we'll figure that out for next week.
Nice.
I have one question.
Yes.
How many races did you sit through for all that? I mean, just go ahead.
Is that just one race?
That was actually a dozen races that was pieced together. 12 races.
Nice.
Very good. Good work.
Thank you.
What was that saying about the goat?
You couldn't drive a toothpick up a goat's ass with a 10-pound sledge.
Wait a minute. Did anybody think that kid was just going to bust out and go, I'm all hopped up on Mountain Dew? I thought the whole time I was listening to him that was going to happen. I was waiting for it, but it didn't.
Well, he did pull over to get a drink, he said, at one point.
Well done, Jeff. Well done. Well done.
Thank you.
And that was amazing. And that was this week in the rookie class with Jeff Pye Jr. That was awesome, Jeff. I liked it.
Can we just make a whole show on that from now on?
Yeah, that was great. That was great. All right. So other than that, we don't have anything else to talk about. I guess we'll just leave it up to an open forum. I know we talked about possibly talking about NASCAR's new rules. I don't know how you guys feel about them.
Ugh. Terrible.
Not sure if NASCAR are sticking balls for it.
I'm seriously watching less than 5 races this year. From last year where I watched, I think, every race.
What would those 5 be?
Daytona 500, the 4th of July race at Daytona as well. Homestead, the finale. Probably the All-Star race, if that even counts. And maybe one other race randomly. I don't really know what. Maybe Darlington or something.
You're not going to watch Martinsville? Bristol?
No. Maybe one Bristol race, but not... I don't really care other than that.
Martinsville was the best race last year.
Did you see the changes for the All-Star race?
I didn't get a chance to read them. I have links saved somewhere, but I didn't get to read them.
The running race is going to be on Friday night. And they're going to qualify Saturday morning.
And that's the All-Star race that they're doing?
Yep.
But
so
has
Dale Jr. will be running on Friday night to get in.
So he's not in
So-
anymore because he won it. That only lasts like 5 years, right?
10.
10 years, so he's out of that.
Yeah. If you're a champion, it lasts forever.
So I guess we don't have to worry about that.
Well, wait a
Well,
minute. When did he win
maybe
it?
after
Like
this year, when
1997?
maybe after this year, the way they're changing the championship, I mean, it's not like the champion's going to mean anything anymore.
He couldn't win it if he was the only one going into Homestead. He'd still find a way
Well,
to lose.
Is there still going to be a
Homestead,
fan
I'll be
vote?
honest though, Homestead this year, I mean, he really found something different with the line and the setup they had, and he was actually pretty
Well,
quick.
that's because
for
they gave him
once,
a Jimmy
so-
Johnson car.
And you know what? As much as I'm not a Junior fan by any means, but I'm tired of hearing that comment because it's not the Johnson cars that do it. It's the frickin' Canal setups that do it.
But I think we all agree on who is going to come to Homestead the most prepared.
Tony Stewart.
No, it'll be Hendricks as a
Jeff
whole.
Gordon. Jeff Gordon freaking won his last win of his career. Or is that next year?
No.
That's next year then.
Let's get back to the All-Star race. Is there still going to be a fan vote, Kevin?
I believe so, yes.
All right, so
Well,
then
then
Junior's
Junior's in.
guaranteed to get
Well, that's toss-up now between Junior and Danica.
in. No,
No,
Junior's still got
Junior's
50% of the most popular vote again this year. He's got a much bigger fan base than anybody else, like the next 3 guys combined. And girls.
And girl.
Whatever. Johanna Long might have some fans. Doesn't she still run nationwide?
Yeah, she's better than Danica, but still can't get a ride.
Fuck that.
Right. Anything else you guys want to talk about before we wrap this bad boy up? Anything that's on your mind? Exactly. That's Langer. Langer, you're talking now, and we asked you about what would make the super late model fast.
Tiger blood.
That's not going to work.
I want to talk about how awesome Mike Harmon is. How underrated he is as a driver.
Well, I will mute you then.
It's over.
I have one question for Jeff By Jr. When, if ever, am I getting my 2 truck trophies you owe me?
Losers.
Don't know on that yet.
Does that really have to be on the radio?
Your virtual racing, you've got virtual trophies.
Yes,
I don't even have virtual trophies.
Kevin Malone has your virtual plaque.
for everyone that's listening, if you can just picture the iRacing Soon clock, that's what we'll tell you, Andrew.
I like it.
Just make that into a trophy.
Let's ask this
There's
one.
my life. Deal with it.
Exactly. Kevin, do we have a date on the road series?
Still trying to work out a few details. I don't want to put nothing down. Yep. We'll use the iRacing Soon calendar. Before
Soon.
the end of February, though.
So what are we looking at for like car counts on that, Kevin? Like, you have a number of each guy. Like, are you going to break it down by class and put a limit on how many can sign up for each class, or is it just going to be kind of open?
No, it'll just be open. I'm definitely running 2 cars, the prototype and the rough. One of the roughs, I don't know which one yet exactly. We haven't decided. And then I'll either run a third car or just keep it to 2. I'm not sure yet. I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to do the points to make it even for everybody.
I think we need to have a set limit of cars. So, like, not 15 of one and then 2 of the other, though.
Yeah, definitely. Probably. I think we can get up to 40 on most tracks. So,
Or you
It'll
can
be-
wait it.
yeah, well, what I'm going to do is they're going to mostly be 60-minute races, and I'm going to run it at 50% fuel, so we do have to make a pit stop just to make it a little more interesting.
You could weight the points, Kevin. You could say, like, if you get 7 DPs and 14 RU roughs, then you could say 14 points for the winner of each class, basically. And then in the DPs, you just drop 2 points to second place, but you just drop 1 point in the RUFs.
Are we doing open setups with the road racing, or is it going to be fixed?
It's going to be open. I just figured it'd be a lot easier than trying to
So
worry
why
about
not-
gearing and everything.
how much faster is like the DP than like the GT3 cars, the rough track and the McLaren? That we maybe
a few seconds, good 3-4 seconds at most tracks.
If we play with the weight on all three of them, maybe we can get those three to be really close, and then we have one class of all three cars, and or maybe something like that, or maybe have the two GT cars battling with the DP at the same time.
I don't think you want to do that. I mean, if this is going to be like as close as you can get to sports car racing, that's not what you want to do. I think part of the thing of racing some of the slower classes is having to worry about the faster cars going by you. I think that makes it kind of fun.
Things way more interesting.
If we're all running a car
we
that's
have the DP and the Porsche, and then throw in something either like the Cadillac or the Mustang or the McLaren, and try to weight them so they're equal with the Porsche.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
At first, we were looking at the McLaren to go with the rough because they're pretty close, seeing they're both on the new tire model. Or even the Ford GT, if now that that's on the new tire.
Ooh.
Yeah, one of them. Just so there'd be something
Or
a
the
little
Corvette.
different.
Or the Corvette, even. Which would be a lot faster, but...
Yeah, I think the Corvette is going to be a little too fast for that.
The Corvette's a GT1, and the other two are GT3, so, I mean...
Well, you could run it like you're running the Tudor series. The Tudor series has the DP on top. And then
that's what I'm
the
basically
Corvette's
going
GT,
for.
what do they call it, GTLM, and then the rough could be GTD.
Well, the McLaren and the rough are basically same class, though. So you could do, technically, the DP, the Corvette, the McLaren and the rough, the rough and the McLaren being together.
I think you can only do 3 cars right now, though.
Yeah.
I thought you could do 4.
It's 4. Yeah, you can do 4.
Is it 4?
Now? Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So I mean, that'd be a really fun series. That's 4, cars that are race.
Yeah, because I was looking at the prototype and then the HPD. And I'm not sure yet, though. That's what I was trying to...
Ooh, that could be the...
Literally.
And can you make the HPD fixed? That would be cool.
Because
that'd be like the prototype challenge series.
Well, if it's weight, if you could weight it to be close to the DP.
Well, we're not... You're not getting the point, Travis.
No, what I'm saying...
we don't want all the classes to run the same speed.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those... It's going to be a real fun series. I don't want... It's not going to be a lot of arguing. I mean, it's just going to be go out there and run... Just so it's going to be another one of those fun things. It's not where everybody's on edge all the time and pissed off at each other.
Yeah, we thought we were going to do that on Monday, and you saw how that happened.
Yeah, but look at the people who were in their race. The guy that doesn't pay attention.
I think I did get
that's
3 green
Travis
flag
Penny.
laps.
I don't know who he's talking about, but he's calling people out.
I'm talking about Justin Thompson, duh, and Justin Wingert.
Whoa.
Oh, wait.
That's not fair, because Dustin is apparently not talking and can't defend himself.
He wasn't there.
I just got back.
He was there.
I didn't even know he was there Monday.
Weren't you, Dustin?
For what?
The Super Late Mono race? Monday night?
Oh, when I got wrecked by Britt?
Yeah.
Oh well, it was just a
That's right. Britt has wrecked everybody at least once a week that we've done it twice, and Britt's wrecked people in each race, so that makes sense.
I haven't got wrecked by him.
You know, though, if you run this series idea past Britt, he's going to want the Kia in there.
The what? The front wheel drive piece of junk?
That doesn't make any sense, though. I mean, I think it's a good idea to go with something like the Tudor series, and I really like my idea, by the way.
Well, why are we talking about it not testing? Why aren't we testing this right now?
I would like to see it where you could get relegated and moved up after each season. So if you're running one of the lower classes, you would move up to DP if you win the championship, or move down if you finish last in the DP.
Interesting.
Yeah, but how do we determine who gets to start and what?
Damn.
Rough guess at how you're going to road race.
So I would be in the bottom of the bottom class.
Yes.
We all are. Except for, like, Kevin.
Kevin's good.
Eric Myers goes to the top.
Yeah, you can say whatever you want, but I'll be running the Daytona.
No, I'll probably run like the HPD.
We're going to do...
Somewhat?
Maybe I even floated the idea maybe we can run 12 weeks at Daytona Road. Just because I like that course, so.
Because you're fast.
Which is obvious, yeah, because you won. And that's something we can give Kevin a pat on the back here for, is the fact that he won 2 Rolex 2.4 races over the weekend.
Meanwhile, Bill has a power drill going in the background.
But you can
Sounds
hear
like a
that?
fax machine.
I think actually Bill's wife has something running in the background.
Yeah, she does.
Oh.
That's actually the noise that my sink makes.
What?
Yeah.
Oh wait,
I
can't
should fix
process
that.
it.
I
That's
should
a
fix that.
disposal.
Yeah, you should get that looked at.
I know we already kind of talked about it, but I did just find a chart that put the NASCAR point systems up, and I realized the driving would be different, like how people would approach each race would be different with the new point system because it's a different approach. But by the new system, Earnhardt Jr. would have won the championship last year, and Earnhardt Sr. would have only won 4 championships, and Gordon would have won 2, and Petty barely has any.
Johnson only 3.
Yeah.
Well, that shows you right there that it's a joke that Earnhardt would have won it last year.
Why?
Well, I don't
He
know
had a
about
good
that.
year.
Yeah, I
Did
don't
he
know
win
about that.
Did he win anything last year?
Did Austin Dillon
Yeah.
win anything last year?
Wait, how would
That's
Junior-
nationwide.
That's
Yeah, the
same
point,
concept.
His point, though, Dylan, is that the whole thing of NASCAR's new system
Is
is
crapping on history.
Well, no, they said they want every race to be focused on winning. They want it to be about winning every single race, so that people drive all out all the time. That was what they're trying to do, by what I was reading on from various places. And Junior did not win a race, or maybe he won one. I don't even remember. If he won anything, he won one race all year, and he's going to be the champion
None.
because he won one race and happened to do okay in
None.
the end.
None.
None?
He didn't win a race
Junior
last
wins
year.
a race every 4
Defeats
years
purpose.
in Michigan.
Well, I saw that they had made a comment that they wanted the races to have like a Game 7 moment, which is kind of ridiculous because in a lot of sports, the series end in like 4 or 5 games. Like that's the whole
Exactly.
that's the whole point of sports, is that not everything goes Game 7 is all that exciting. When it happens, it's special.
And they had that 2 years ago with the race between Carl Edwards and Tony Stewart.
No, and Denny Hamlin. Last year.
Well, no, they were within a second of each other for the championship.
Yeah.
Whoever wins, wins.
And with Brad and Jimmy, it was whoever finished ahead of each other pretty much. Well, Phoenix. Kind of Jimmy shot himself, but that was coming down to like a Game 7 moment as too. Well, except Jimmy shot himself in the foot and had a lot of problems.
Game 6. It came down to Game 6.
Okay.
But the point is, though, the races leading up to the final were exciting because it was close at that time and every spot mattered. It just happened to be that the final week it wasn't a big deal. But it's like Jeff said, sometimes it doesn't come down to Game 7. A lot of times it doesn't come down to Game 7. And to try to produce that in every single race is just, it's ludicrous. It's like, you could watch the Super Bowl this Sunday and it could be a blowout. I mean, I'm not saying it's going to be, but I'm saying it could be a blowout. You could get to halftime and the score's like 40-0 and you're like, well, I don't really care anymore. You know, it's not, they're not always going to be exciting, even down to one game. I mean, even in baseball, it could get to Game 7 and then, you know, somebody gets a grand slam in one of the early innings and it's a less exciting game now, just because it isn't close. So, I mean, it's just a stupid idea to even try. And the fact that they don't, I like NASCAR back when they had the trucks in Nationwide where, hey, we want to try out a new system, let's try it out in the trucks for a year and see how it goes, like double file restarts. They did double file restarts in the trucks, seen how it went. They did green white checkers in the trucks, see how it goes, see how people react to it when they try it in another series. That's the point of their other series, I thought, anyway, was for testing this stuff out first. But now, let's just throw it at the Cup Series and see if it works or not, and let's ruin the whole frickin' sport.
I agree. I think pretty much none of us would say that we like what they're doing. I don't mind the qualifying format. I think that's kind of cool. I like it in Formula One, but I don't think what they're doing with the chase is going to work at all. I think it just trivializes the whole thing.
I hope it tanks and they go back to the chase system or back to the original point system.
I don't think they'll ever go back to the Winston Cup system, because that was Sprint trying to separate it, which I understand, but still.
The problem is, how many fans are they going to lose before they go back to the old system, if they did?
Everyone.
Yeah.
Well, they've already
actual
lost a
NASCAR
ton
fans?
of fans. not one track sells out anymore, really.
Yeah, but it's only going to get worse.
They're trying to pull stick and ball fans is what they're doing.
I still think we need to go to an ARCA event that is on the same weekend as a NASCAR race, maybe like Pocono or something. We just need to all, like a bunch of iRacers that hate the new system, all go to one specific ARCA race where the NASCAR guys are at the same track and can see that we pack the stands for ARCA, and then nobody shows up on Sunday.
Pocono? Really? Pocono?
Well, I'm just throwing... It's the first track that came to mind
Toledo.
It's the first track that came to mind that ARCA and Cup Series run on the same weekend.
What about the dirt track?
What track does ARCA run the same track as NASCAR on the same weekend? That was
Daytona.
Yeah, just go to Daytona race and then screw the 500.
But it's the week
Yeah,
before.
that
I'll
won't
be
happen.
there. I'll be there. I just won't be there for the ARCA race. I'll be in the stands for the nationwide race. How's that?
At the time, the ARCA race is better than the damn NASCAR race, anyways.
Yeah.
At least you're going to get a wreck from Milcadino or John Wick's Wrigley.
Yeah, there's always a big one because they forget to hit the brakes.
No, they don't hit the brakes. They decide to hit the gas down even harder.
Right.
I think the officials secretly have like a throttle lock and a brake disabler, like that they just quick key up.
That car.
Anybody
that
from
was good.
30th
Good
on
job,
back,
Bob.
it just shuts off.
I think the ARCA drivers meeting, they just show Days of Thunder and then go after it.
You can drive through it.
You guys didn't do so well at this last week. You need to try to shoot for that hole every time you see it. Aim for it. Hit the hole. If something happens, don't worry about it. We got you covered.
Not to change the subject or anything, but in the Super League.
Wow.
Not to change the subject, but I'm changing the subject.
I had no idea. What? Okay, go.
In the Super Late, if you move the brake bias, the actual brake bias knob turns around in circles. I just noticed that.
Welcome to Monday.
Fantastic. Thank you, Dylan.
Well,
Sorry.
the cool thing is about
Travis,
Super
play
Late,
the clip already.
It
the
won't
Super
play.
Late has
Half-Jeff.
brake pressure gauges too. If you haven't seen
Yeah,
that.
it has a balance bar on it.
That was the end of that? Were you smiling when you said that? Like a balance bar on it. Done.
No, I just was saying I didn't...
Does that mean anything to anybody? No.
Well, you adjust the brake pressures front and
Got
back
it.
with the balance bar.
Right.
It's not
All
a
right.
brake adjuster, it's a balance bar.
Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate it. And everybody will notice that if they look at the setups, they'll see it says balance bar instead of brake bias.
Whatever.
So,
Same thing.
Anyway, one last thing to talk about before we're done. Super Bowl this weekend. Who you picking?
Broncos.
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 Agreed.
Seattle.
Seattle.
The Canadians.
Broncos.
Oakland Raiders.
It's not that I don't think the
The
Seahawks
refs.
have it in them. It's just when you disgrace the NFC.
Oh my God. This is coming from you. Anyway, continue.
All
I
right.
want to hear this.
I just can't cheer for another team in my division after how they won the first game. It's like knowing that the Panthers could have beat them week 1 if it wasn't for a freaking stupid ass fumble.
Right.
And then the 49ers.
Let the blood hurt flow through
And the
you.
49ers and all the freaking bullcrap, freaking penalties and how that game was ruined in Carolina. Then they go to freaking Seattle and get screwed over by penalties, which I thought was awesome.
Wow. Watch the game again.
No, wait, you're saying the Niners-Panthers game the Niners won because of penalties?
Yes. If you,
You
go
mean-
back and watch the game,
Are you
and watch
serious?
all the non-calls.
There
Oh,
were
man.
plenty of terrible calls that were made against them. I thought
Andrew,
that one balanced
Andrew.
out.
Andrew, the touchdown before
penalties
halftime.
made Cam Newton throw 2 interceptions.
No, that happened. He didn't. Well,
And,
he had
and
a bad
penalties and this is from a Niners fan. Penalties made Kaepernick throw some terrible passes. I mean, yes, he made some beautiful passes here and there, but he threw some terrible ones too.
You do realize the touchdown play that ended the first half, going into halftime. There's 12 men in the huddle. They didn't call penalty.
and they missed
for
it.
which is a big penalty, and they scored a touchdown off of it. The same play, their freaking coach is standing on the field. They call it for they call a penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct after the play. Clearly, he was standing on the field before
Did
the
you
play
say-
even started.
Did you say
No, he was on the
Query?
field after the play was over because they were reviewing they were
He
calling
was
it
on
non-touchdown and didn't want
He
to
was
review it or
on
whatever.
the field during the play.
So you're saying there should have been a penalty called that wasn't?
Right,
Yes.
twice on one play.
So
That's one
what you're
play.
saying is your team was so bad you needed to be saved by penalties that weren't called. Don't answer that question. Don't. The simple answer to that question is shut up. You can't. That's exactly what the 49ers fans were trying to say after the punter got hit. They consider roughed.
Yes,
Same-
because
same
they were
thing.
4 down,
Andrew,
but they were
photo.
going to score.
And then
Andrew,
they
here's
also
your
talk
photo.
about the fumble that happened but didn't happen, and the guy killed his knee, which was terrible. And then on the next play, the Seahawks gave them 15 yards and the ball, so it didn't mean anything.
Yeah,
You know,
and they were still complaining about that.
Exactly. So it's like, oh, we didn't get the fumble, but they did give us a gift. We would have had the ball on the 1 versus the 15, and we still did nothing. So I don't even want to talk about it. It's ridiculous to talk about it. That's past. We're talking about its future. So we're talking about the Seahawks versus the Broncos. And you guys think the majority, I think I wrote down 6 names that said, yes, Broncos are going to win. 2 guys, me and Dustin, think the Seahawks are going to win, based on actual stats.
I'd be interested to hear why you think the Seahawks are a better team than.
You want to hear me go
He's
through
gonna
my entire
stat-
rant?
He's going to stat that they have the number 1 defense.
We're
But
gonna be here
whole
for hours
season,
now.
wait a minute, the whole season, they only faced one team that had a top 10 offense.
Yeah,
Not the number 1 offense.
And the
a top
Broncos' defense through the playoffs has been the absolute best.
Yeah.
That's actually not true, but you can go with that.
Okay.
10. Plus, when you have a total douchebag like Richard.
He's not a douchebag.
Yeah.
Like, anybody calling
If
him a
he says
douchebag?
stuff about Peyton Manning,
He hasn't.
yeah,
Yeah,
he
he
did.
did. He was being an idiot.
He
towards
said he
Peyton Manning, saying
throws
throw up
duck
ducks or something.
touchdowns or something.
No, the media blew that out of context. He said
just
that
like-
he's
No, that's
one
what
of
he
the
said.
best. No, he did say that. He says he's not as good as he was. His arm doesn't have the strength, and he's been
Which is
throwing
true.
ducks. But
That
he
is true.
wasn't saying that.
And
he's
Peyton
not
Manning
saying
had
that.
the best comeback ever. He's like, yeah, you're right. I throw ducks. I throw duck touchdowns all day.
Peyton didn't have the best comeback ever. I'm pretty sure there's a running back that can take that category with the knee surgery he had.
Interesting. I don't even know if that's the same thing.
Wait a minute. I'm saying the comeback to Richard. What he said.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Got it.
All right.
So
yeah,
you're
I'm-
telling me a quarterback to come back from what he did and had the best season ever, statistically, is not the best player ever to come back.
Oh, I think he's
Adrian-
fantastic.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Last year, Adrian Peterson made a really great comeback after his knee surgery to rush for, what was he, like 12 yards short of the record? And
Well,
in a...
Yeah,
Go
but
ahead.
Peyton broke every single record for a
But
quarterback.
the
basically.
defense, every defensive like penalty now is gotten like you can't look at a defensive player without getting a penalty. To run the ball that efficient in the current aspect of the game's rules is ridiculous because every team is throwing the ball now, and throwing the ball is easy. The receiver can grab the ball, land on the ground, and then get hit. Where the old records used to be, the receivers had to hang onto the ball while getting hit by frickin' Troy Polamalu flying across the field, jumping over the lineman
Ronnie Lott.
every single play. You know, but for his rushing record that he hit last year after his injury, I think is a little bit more of an overcoming moment, return to the game than Peyton Manning's move.
It's interesting how we were talking about the Super Bowl and now we're talking about Peyton Manning. But that just tells you that Peyton Manning is obviously, I would say, the focal point of this whole thing. It's going to be pretty amazing if they do pull it off. If they do pull it off, Peyton Manning will be the only quarterback in the history of football to win 2 Super Bowls with 2 teams. So kudos to him if he can pull it off. I just don't think it's going to happen.
I think Peyton Manning's a great QB, but I still think, Adrian's still the better comeback player for their career.
It's interesting that between Richard Sherman and Marshawn Lynch, like, nobody's talking about Russell Wilson at all. Like, he's been completely forgotten.
Which is probably actually good for Russell Wilson because that'll give him an opportunity just to focus on the game.
And ladies and gentlemen, this is how you turn a racing podcast into a sports podcast.
Didn't matter. We still need to talk about
Super
Super Bowl.
Bowl Sunday.
It's relevant
Super Bowl
to what's
is
happening
Sunday.
this week. Exactly. But with
We
that,
didn't sign.
the
that what
reason
it was?
we're saying is ITZR, the ITZR After the Race radio show, believes that the Broncos, except for me and Dustin Lingert, believes that the Broncos are going to win the Super Bowl, and that's fine.
So are we going to have like a follow-up thing next week?
Maybe.
How
We'll,
wrong
when,
you and Dustin.
I don't know.
When Dustin and I are right, We're gonna laugh at all of them.
Bill won't show up. And the funny part is, Bill's team is Miami, not Seattle.
Yeah, I'm a Dolphins fan. That's true.
I'm a Panthers fan.
A car I never run. My A-car Ford is painted in a Dolphins paint scheme, but I never run it. So
is that why you never run it?
Yeah, I bring it out for opening day, and then they lose, and then it's over with. I was kidding. They did start 3-0 this year. Then it went south from there. But anyway, is there anything else anybody wants to bring up?
I do have a question for next week's segment. I think if anybody's still listening to this after like an hour of our talking, in the comment section of the podcast, whatever we're calling this thing, do you think Andrew Fash should get a video game segment, and do you think Eric Myers should get a monster truck segment? It's up to the viewers. I think
Eric's segment is Radio Gold. Not going to happen.
I really like Andrew's segment as well, the way it is.
Yeah,
Andrew's segment's pretty good. I hate my segment. I don't even... Seriously, I never have anything to talk about.
Andrew, talk about playing old video games that you did today.
He was going to do that.
That's exactly what I said I was going to do, and Bill said he'll cut me off. Get all butt hurt.
I'll play sound effects over Bill then. Let's just do it.
No. Here's actually, I was thinking about changing Andrew's segment. This is what I was thinking of. Andrew loves to rant, and I was thinking about calling it Andrew's Pulpit and just letting him go off about something.
I would much rather that than what I have right now. I'm
the
totally
problem
cool
is...
with that versus current. But Bill, this week I had a video game that you would have personally liked, but I'm sure everyone else would have mocked me for. It has to do with cats, and I'm not going to tell you about it because you said you didn't want to hear about it.
Who cares about fucking cats?
It's actually pretty hilarious.
I don't like
language, Travis. What happened to the whole, PG podcast?
This is internet here.
Because, mind you, everybody, Kitty is
nobody's
only
listening anymore.
Thing Andrew gets.
Once Bill said the Seahawks were going to win the Super Bowl, they quit taking this seriously and turned it off.
I'm just saying that I'm one of the most creative and crazy, wacky video games that I've seen in a while.
You do not need to be Robaz for us to love you.
I'm not trying to be Robaz.
He can't be Robaz.
Obviously, we couldn't. Well, I couldn't pull off the accent. Number one. Number two, we'd have to go fully uncensored.
Hello, guys. My name is Robaz.
Genius.
He's following like.
He doesn't say. He doesn't say genius, Travis. He doesn't say G's at all, ever.
G's or J's.
Genius.
All right, so it sounds like nobody's got anything good to offer. Story of Eric's life.
This is falling apart fast.
Yes, we're going south quickly. So what we'll do is we'll sign it off. We'll say until next week. This has been the In the Zone After the Race radio show, and we'll see all of you guys later.
Broncos.
Go Broncos.
Goodbye.
Go Hawks.